Hello, welcome to Drinks with Ron. I'm Ron, and this is like my fourth attempt at doing a goddamn opening for this episode. I had a couple of these Delta 8 gummy worms, and they must be doing the job, because I was like, damn it, Ron, why can't you just do the intro? Why can't you just do the intro? So hard about that. You've done it nearly 300 times. Anyway, feeling pretty good. If you watched the last episode, it was about the Delta 8 loophole, as I called it. But a good buddy of mine and watcher of the show messaged me with some corrections. This is where I wish I had a button. I could play like the comic book guy. 60% correct, as usual. Yeah, so the Farm Bill isn't a Wisconsin Farm Bill. It's the U.S. Farm Bill. So he said basically you don't have to worry about state Republicans coming and doing something because they can't. And I was like, okay, well that's cool. So now I feel a little more chill about its permanency. That's a word. But also he clarified that what the deal is that was it Delta 8 is the so basically cannabis has Delta 9 THC, which is rated as a Schedule 1 drug. Yeah, I got weed, cannabis. Delta 9 is up there with heroin and cocaine. I think LSD might even be fucking Schedule 2 because the clinicals with it. But anyway, fucking mind-blowing. But Delta 9, Schedule 1, cannabis, whatever, illegal. But hemp has minuscule amounts of THC, but it's a slightly different THC, Delta 8, which is just fine. Like, as the old adage goes, you know, you have to smoke a truckload of it to catch a buzz, and that's useless. You just get a headache and pass out, so, you know, what good is it? But now that science has condensed it down to super gelatinous form, apparently there's enough potency to do something, as witness of the worms. But I thought, hey, let's get a drink, huh? Had an episode going. Went down to Tennessee, mentioned that before, stopped in Kentucky, found a regional drink. This is Ale 8-1. It's, I believe, a ginger ale, but it is like I said, it's like someone took a ride in a car for 8 hours and then wrung out their butthole and bottled it. I like ginger ale. This stuff was terrible. Huh. I must have got a shitty bottle. Oh man, this is actually really good. I apologize for my earlier take on the Ale 8-1. This is really good. The bottle I got must have been 1,000 years old. I must have got a skunky ginger ale. Huh. I guess. Green bottle. God damn, that's good. Well, anyway, my theory was since it tasted like ass, it was meant to go with Kentucky bourbon. So I poured a little here. This is a benchmark. Winner of the low to mid priced bourbon challenge I had on the show about 10 years ago. Yeah. Just tastes like water. Too much ice in there. I blame the worms. But I still am having a good day. It's Greg Cote Tuesday. So if you watch the Lebitard show, that generally, but not always, means a back in my day, where Greg harkens back to a time back in the day when things were different. And today he did weed, which was shocking, surprising. And then I got home and I actually sent him a self-addressed stamped envelope because he said he got like 10,000 stickers for his podcast or some stupid number. And so, hey, self-addressed stamped envelope. So check it out. The newest edition, the Greg Cote Show, featuring Greg Cote. Yeah, the Lebitard show, and Greg's had a couple of my favorite parts of the show. I said the back in my day is great. He does some really quality ones from time to time. But one of the big things was they used to catch him with the hard network out. Now, what that is, for you people who aren't in a radio background, apparently like Greg, when you're doing a national show, there are certain spots that are timed out that you have to hit, and one of them's top of the hour. You have to hit it because you're done. Your show's over. And what they would try to do is get Greg to talk through the end of the opening. And oh man, as I said, as a radio guy, that used to just drive me nuts. Like, they would catch Greg on it and I would just flip my lid. It was like Radio 101. It's like, how do you not, like, the break, like, there's 2 of them an hour. Like, how do you, like, how many years? So I went nuts. And then after a while, I don't know, it got to the point where something annoys you so long and then it hits that slope where it becomes funny. But now I fist pump when they nail him. So I was really hoping the show would land somewhere with terrestrial radio so we could get that rigidity of the schedule back. That show, and I think most shows, kind of work better with the more rigid format, keep you on track, especially this one that meanders everywhere. But yeah, that's been a big loss, not having the hard network outs to catch Greg. As it reminded me of said I went to broadcasting school. There were some dandy fellas. A couple of guys. One of them, his name was Tim. He had a terrible lisp, and he wanted to be a sportscaster. I mean, this list I'm doing, it didn't even do him justice. There's no reason you can't be, you know? I don't care. I just think you're going to have a bitch of a time getting hired to call games through a terrible lisp. But it was just, not only that, but the train wreck, my favorite thing he would do. Because we'd practice this whole thing. I said with the hard network outs, you'd have multiple studios. You'd be in there running a show. Sean Schleep is next door in the national news booth. And when you hit that fucking hard network out, bing, he'd come in. Yeah, 69 killed in flooding in Kuala Lumpur. And, whatever. But, so we literally would practice these things. Like I said, that Greg's getting caught on a nationally syndicated radio show. But Tim, my favorite thing he would do, he could not stop hitting his hat on the microphone. He always wore like a baseball hat and a little wispy mustache, like bad teenage mustache, and boom, lisping and smacking the microphone with his hat. But then every time, I hit the microphone with my hat, and call it out, and then, I did it again. It's like, Jesus, Tim, it's bad enough that you're doing it. You probably quit telling me, maybe try taking off the fucking hat. I don't know. Or, conventional hat, you spin it around. It doesn't work with this one, but that's not an issue I ever had in the studio. Shit. Jesus Christ, I think I drank more beers behind that microphone than I ever hit it with my hat. I've actually got a picture of me floating around here somewhere, standing at the microphone with a hat. And you know what? It's over here. It's my 26th birthday. Look at that. Look at this fucking genius did. He turned his fucking hat backy-wards. See that? So that microphone in front of his face and that top part that connects it, he had no worries about the bill of his fucking hat smashing into the microphone and reverberating, going out over the air. That's not a thing that he ever did. I said fuck on the air more times than I had my hat hit the goddamn microphone. This kid would do it 3 times during like a rotation at school. Not even like doing a 3-hour radio show like, all right, Tim, your time to go to the booth, do your, like, man, it was, that's when you're like, some of you won't make it to graduation. I made it to graduation. Never got a diploma, but I made it to graduation, and that's all that matters. I can tell people I graduated, which I did. At graduation, I walked, shook people's hands, there's video evidence. I definitely participated in that graduation. But yeah, and shit, it's not even important. You got the training, you got the skills to do it. Like 3-4 people in my class had jobs on the air before we even graduated. So it's just, it's amazing. It's amazing. And I was so happy I got my Greg Cote stickers. There's one in here. I've got one behind on the beer cooler that keeps these bad boys chilled. It's, and the third one, I already fucking lost it. I'm gonna blame the gummies. That's a Chris Cote move. Blaming the gummies. Blaming it. Man, well, we don't want the Wrath of Todd today, so I'm gonna have to finish it. I've got my dollar just in case, but I plan on keeping that guy. The fresh, crisp Nielsen ratings dollar bill for a job well done on my part. God damn. Well, now I'm kind of mad that I ruined the ginger ale with the bourbon. Shit. I think the first one I got was in a glass bottle. It was probably, 4 years old or some shit. Walmart parking lot, fucking Georgetown, Kentucky. Indeed. So I should probably polish this off and shut her down. Because for my man Admiral Jansen, Roger Miller on the platter, Ale 8-1 mixed with a benchmark in the glass, and a couple gummies down the fucking hatch. I'm Ron, signing off. Shoulders right back.